How has training been this week, preparing for a game on Monday as opposed to Saturday, and kind of changing the routine?
It's been really good. We've given a bit of rest to the guys who needed it. I think that's really important. At this stage of the season, we played quite a bit of football, so it's been great intensity this morning. So it's been really pleasing from our point. So.
Do you feel the team's fitness levels are good coming out of 3 games in 8 days?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, yeah, never quite sure. I mean, let's see Monday. I mean, I think the thing with Montreal is their league position tells a different story. They've had some really good chances. Their performances have deserved a lot more. I mean, they've been in a lot of games where they've been very unfortunate to lose. I mean, they've got some real attacking threats. They've got some pace in their team. So we need to be going in with our eyes wide open. They've certainly been very unlucky in a few of the games that we've watched.
And I saw Sean was a little bit on the sidelines for part of practice. Is there anything with him or any other players with injury?
No, I think he's got a little niggle. I think Tarek's got a niggle. I think George has got a niggle. They're all going to have bumps and bruises. So again, it's managing that and making sure that we manage it correctly and don't push too much, because I think sometimes you have a tendency to say, we'll go and push, and then somebody could be out for a couple of days, turns into a couple of months. So I think we try to make sure we manage things as best we can.
Do you feel Magnus is progressing along that track?
Yeah, the issue with Magnus is we need to get some match fitness into him. I think that's the problem for us. I think and most USL teams, there's no reserve league, and that's a big issue for us. We're trying to maybe come up with a time where we can get an opposition game, where it suits us without killing people either, because obviously there's a few of them could do it 90 minutes, but then it's trying to find opposition and then find a date that works for everybody as well. So I think going forward from the league standpoint, I think it'd be beneficial if we could perhaps try to incorporate some type of reserve games for teams.
Sure.
I think the PDL provides an opportunity to do that, but then the structure of the PDL would have been professional players can't really play and paid in college. I think there's a mix there, so it's trying to get a balance, but I think the league has had such growth. I think that's always going to happen.
Is it something you have to constantly remind them of, that Montreal, while they're at the bottom of the table, that they are still a dangerous team?
Without doubt, we spoke about it this morning. I think we've shown some clips. I certainly feel in the games we've watched, they've been and deserved more than they've got in the games. They've got some really quick players, attacking players, and they've had multiple chances in games, and they've been very unfortunate to lose some of the games that we've certainly watched. I mean, I can't speak for all of the games, but certainly in the games we've watched, they've been very unfortunate, and it would suggest to me that they're a better team at the moment in the performances and results they've had.
James, with it being Scott's last game, I mean, is that something that's gone through your mind at all? Have you had any thoughts about what that's going to be like when it's over?
Yeah, I mean, obviously for us, our focus is completely on Montreal. I think for Scott, it's a massive occasion. For us, obviously, we're disappointed to lose Scott, but again, it's balancing the emotion with making sure that things are done correctly. So we've had a couple of lunches for Scott. We feel as if we've had a couple of meetings, and Scott knows what we all think of him. He's someone we all have tremendous respect for. So again, it's focusing on training and making sure that we're doing the right things for Montreal as well.
What has he meant to the success of this team in the first 2 years?
He's played a huge part, both on and off the field. I think when you speak to people, I mean, he's been great off the field as well as on. I mean, he's been a leader in the changing room for us. He's led his life correctly. He's been a role model for us with the other players. He's somebody who I think is, he epitomises everything we're about. So when you get somebody like that, obviously it's disappointing to lose them. But like I've said many times, we've supported him, and it's a wonderful opportunity for Scott to go and take the next step in his life. So we wish him all the very best as well.
You're now midway through the season. You had a lot of new players coming in this
Yeah.
year. How would you kind of assess how this first half of the season has gone to now be sitting in a competition like this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pleasing, but there's still other aspects that we want to be better at. I think there's certainly a couple of things we feel we can be stronger in, areas that we can be better at. We've spoken a couple of times about different things, so I think for us it's always making sure that you try to get better every day, and that's something we've preached since the first day in pre-season. We've tried to bring guys in and make sure that that's the attitude and that's the mindset, that you don't just accept, I was good yesterday and that's okay, and spend 5 days patting yourself on the back. You get up the next day and you come in, you work even harder. So that's our mindset, and that's something we drill into everyone.
What can you do to kind of make sure that they remember that, even though you're on this lengthy unbeaten streak now?
I think by doing what we do, we speak continually about it. You make sure that the level in training is correct, that your standards remain high, and that people are held accountable in training sessions as well as in games. And that's something that I hold myself accountable. I hold the lads accountable, because I want to I want to get them better. I want them to improve both individually and collectively. And I think to do that, you need to work really hard every day. I don't think you get better by coming in and doing it once in a while. I think you get better and improve by being the best you can be every single day.
Do you all talk about the streak at all? Do they think about it to come up at all?
No. I mean, I'm not. It's always the next game. So for me, it's my mind is fully on Montreal. Haven't watched their games. You come away and we've already shown some clips on them because they've got some really attacking players that are quick and can cause problems. So we need to make sure that our approach and our mentality is strong and is correct.
I know you don't usually talk about starting lineups before games, but is Scott going to be starting?
I have no idea. No, I won't. I'll be maintaining that. We'll have to see. I'm sure Scott wants to know as well. So we'll see. As I say, I think for us it's making sure we spend the next 2 days preparing correctly for their threats. I mean, as I say, they've been in a lot more games than their league position would suggest, and they've had a lot of chances. Even at Cincinnati, they had a lot of really good chances as well. So they can play, So I think our mindset is really important this weekend.
Is there anything you picked up, maybe in terms of Chandler or the forwards maybe needing to do a little more to just get on the end of balls and finish?
No, I mean we showed some clips from the Cincinnati game. There was a couple of instances where we had people on the same plane, and I think that's something that we could be better at. But again, I think that's something that guys are aware of, and I think you get a couple of games where like that it just doesn't happen for you. I think, as I said, we needed to score first half and we had all the chances and all the domination. But again, you go through it, you analyse it, you learn from it, and then you prepare for the next game. That's what we've done. So we'll see.